What's up, guys? Baby and Flex here, Voice of Flex, back again with another video. I know it's been about a week since the last one, so I apologize on that. But we are here again. The views have been going up, and I'm going to try and make sure to keep feeding y'all with the content. So today, we're going to keep it kind of short and simple. We have another Fresh and Fit clip, of course. The last video was It's Complicated Reaction. So make sure to go check that one out. It's about I think legal sex work was like the title, but make sure to go check that one out. But this one today, I haven't watched this one. They actually just uploaded it today, I think. But it's they were bitter when Myron said why men are superior. So let's see what we got. In the meantime, like the video if you enjoy the content. Comment what you guys think below. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy and want to keep watching the content down the road. And as always, I appreciate the support.
I'm trying right now.
Keep going. Help yourself.
Okay, never mind.
I have a question.
It's okay. Chris can go ahead and take a shot.
On my
with you.
leg. Keep your
Okay, so every girl that you've dated or taken serious, do you automatically ask them right away what their body count is?
Like he's just staring at her.
Never asked a girl
Exactly.
that.
So what if you start to really like her, and then it?
So guessing based off what the question was, I'm thinking they probably had a talk. I watched some of this live or like you know, the next day or something, some of this pod, but I guess the context is they were talking about body count maybe, and why you know Myron be going off sometimes about why like they don't deserve a good man or XYZ. So she said, why don't if you start dating a girl like her or whatever, and you find out later, and it's like the thing about it is that if we ask, they're not going to tell the truth anyway, so that's why we don't ask. But she's not really asking the right question, because as men, or at least as you have more experience with women as a man, over time you start to like pick up certain traits or certain behaviors, start to recognize them and know like, okay, this girl is either for the streets or she's a good girl. And so we don't necessarily ask because you're going to lie about it anyway, but in general we kind of pay attention to like how you guys act, how you move, the type of behaviors you like, your friends, or not behaviors you like, but the type of habits you have, and like the type of things you like to do when you go out and stuff. So, and what friends you carry as well. So, but let's see.
Comes out after.
If I was with a
Like
woman,
you already fell in love with her.
Like, do that matter?
if I was with a woman and I found out that she had a high body count after the fact, well, number one, I would know because I judge behaviors. Women that are promiscuous have certain behaviors that are indistinguishable.
What are the behaviors? Because what if she doesn't and you just never knew? Some of the sneakiest
that
girls
feels
are the
so
biggest
good.
sluts. Am I wrong with that?
Yeah.
No,
It's the sneaky ones you have
we
to worry
agree.
about. The ones that act like they're innocent,
Yep.
that's what you have to worry about.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep doing
you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But traits that I look for, it's fail proof.
Right.
It's literally it's foolproof. Like if a girl is on some 304 shit, the things I look for, you'll be able to find out immediately.
Okay, like what?
You want a whole list?
Nah, I'm not.
Fine,
I don't want to get. I don't want. I've talked about.
I would say I'm not gonna go into the whole list myself, especially because it is specific to like the area you live in, and there's some things that can kind of change it and make it more malleable. But I would say the biggest one is like the type of picture she posts, like online or on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Like the type of picture she posts regularly. Like having a bikini pic here and there is fine, but if like every other picture is just like your ass out and like cleavage and all that shit, usually a telltale sign. Another one is if she clubs a lot, like going to a lot of bars and clubs like every weekend or every other day and shit, like always wanting to go out and shit. Another one is if she's on boats a lot. I live on the coast. I go on boats a lot myself. I have a lot of friends with boats, but I think, of course the goal is to get girls out there, and a lot of times when the girls come out there, you know what I'm saying? So if she's on boats a lot, if she is in an area that you can do that, and she doesn't have a boat herself or her family doesn't, also a sign. And also a profession. I mean, let's be honest, even though they get a stigma and sometimes they are more clean and safe and not as promiscuous as some other girls, if they're a stripper, OnlyFans, whatever, they could be a virgin or only have two bodies, but just being in that life, usually it's not that way. And then sections don't make the rules. So and nurses technically are the most promiscuous. So, but there's a whole bunch of things. But let's see what he says.
But on the podcast, but I don't want to reveal it to the girls because then y'all are gonna get all oh shit.
Yeah.
So I don't want y'all to feel like shit. But there's a bunch of traits that promiscuous women exude that it's very easy for you to tell, or girls that just are not wifey material. But yes, to answer your question, if I found out that a girl had a checkered past, or and I liked her, it would immediately make me say, she's done. And there's a bunch of scientific reasons for
What
that.
if y'all had a baby?
What the?
We wouldn't get that
If I
far.
had-
Yo,
What if you already were married and you just
Marina?
never knew, had a family, and then she tells you, you know what, I wasn't honest with you. I actually did this.
Okay, so I'll answer her
I'll be
first.
mad.
Number one, I wouldn't have a baby with a woman that has a past like that. But let's go
She
ahead and
could
have a
lie.
family
How would you
scenario.
know?
That's fine. I'll
She
play
could
along.
lie.
Okay, wait. I have to add something to that.
Shit.
What if you're from Miami and she's from
Nebraska?
Toronto?
Okay, so you're asking a whole other question. Let me answer her first then. Please, one more time.
Kayla. Oh, wait,
No,
what?
your question. What was it? One more time.
I forget. What did I say?
Jesus Christ.
You were saying
Oh,
how
I
you like
said
that
if you were
intellectual.
already, if you were already
Why
married,
are
if
you
you were
showing?
already
Look at
married,
Chris,
you had a family, you loved her,
Yeah.
all
Take his shots.
that,
Yeah.
and then she was like, you know what? I told you I only had 4 bodies, but I actually have 20, and I just want to let you know that.
It'd be an immediate divorce.
I don't
Well,
think
look-
so. You say that
Go
now
for it.
until feelings
I mean,
are
you asked me.
involved and you're really in love. I just think that's not.
Why do you think that?
Because I think if it's true love and you really love someone, you accept them for them.
Well, here's the thing. I'm
If it's not broadcasted to the world, your family doesn't know, no one knows about her past, then I think if you really love her, then you're gonna accept it.
well, controversial take. People might not like this. I've said this before. I don't fall in love with women. I
Have love.
have
for
love
them.
for women, and I think the problem.
Before he even goes into whatever reasoning is, because I've heard him talk about this before, and I very fully agree. And I think whoever's out there watching, you should definitely agree as well and adapt to that mindset, because as a man, and I'm sure a lot of you have, been through this yourselves, when you fall in love with a woman, you usually end up doing a bunch of stupid shit that you shouldn't do, whether it be you're not, going to the gym as much, you're not focusing as much on your business or your career, you're not hanging out with your friends as much, you're becoming this dude that she's unattracted to. She fell in love with you or started liking you because of the guy you were, and then now you're turning into a fucking feminine piece of shit, and like you just have to still kind of keep this mentality as if you're still single to keep that image and keep her attracted, because once they take you down that road, they're going to lead you right out the door, bro. So I definitely agree with that. Have love for them, want to take care of them, protect them, provide for them as far as family, make sure the home is safe, take care of the home unit, be the leader and the decision maker and provider, all that kind of stuff, but do not fall in love with them or let that love you have for them dictate how you move, because it will move you right out the door. I'm telling you, bro.
Is that when men fall in love with women, it's a problem, because what ends up happening is your emotions lead your actions. You don't
Right.
necessarily think. You do a bunch of stupid shit. If you look at a lot of the stupid things that men do when they're in love with women, whether they attack them, physically assault them, whatever,
Yep.
that comes a lot of times from them loving them or being
Yep.
in love.
Think about like dudes in love will sit there and freaking crazy stories all the time where a dude killed a chick, or he found his wife sitting there cheating on him or whatever, and kill them both, or they sit there, or even just on a basic level, a girl like breaks your heart and you sit there and like driving around her house and like pulling up and texting her all day long, I love you, I miss you. It's like, bro, like you can't be like that, bro. And I think if you adapt that mindset and kind of be like, all right, I love this woman, I think she's a good woman for me and for my future family, I want her to be my wife, the mother of my kids, whatever, and I'm going to provide for her and protect her, but I'm not going to let how I feel about her decide how I go about my life and my day-to-day actions. That's still going to be business, fitness, health, mindset, networking, whatever. But she's just a very good fit for my life and caters to my life and would be a good mother to my children. Like, they can't be mutually exclusive. So,
And when you're in love, you're emotionally erratic. You can't control yourself. So my thing is, have love for a woman, but never be in love with the woman. The woman needs to be in love with you, not the other way around.
I kind of agree with
Your
it.
tits
Why
kind
can't
of
both
touched
of
me.
you guys be in sync, though?
I'm
On the
sorry?
mic.
Why
Speak
can't-
on the mic. On the mic.
Why can't both of you guys be in sync? You feel
Because,
me?
In sync?
because the
In
reason
sync,
why is because when you're the leader, you can't be in sync with your followers.
Right.
You must be going to your own rhythm, and they follow and must be in sync
Right.
with your rhythm. The man leads, the woman
This
follows.
is not a boy band. What are you talking about?
So there's no such
no
thing
one got
as
that joke.
me and my woman are not equals. I don't look
Right.
at women as equals. I look at them as it's kind of fucked up.
Misogyny.
I look at them as inferiors, and the reason why I look at them like that, and before you
They
guys get
are.
angry at me saying that, if you look at chivalry, a man treating a woman like a lady, opening the door for her,
Yep.
paying for the date,
Yep.
giving her flowers, treating her like a princess,
Yep.
etc. That all stems from you not looking at her as an equal. As a matter of
Right.
fact, it stems from you treating her as an inferior.
Right.
That's why you let her go first. That's why you hold the door open. That's
Right.
why you do all these chivalrous things.
He's very right. Like, and it, like even a lot of times if I'm walking with a chick, I always walk on the side closer to the road. You know, if we're walking down the road or we're out together or something, because, you know, it's just. And a lot of girls will pick up on that and be like, oh, like, you know, I will pay attention to when dudes do that. You know, if for a guy that I'm with does that, and like sometimes or some guys don't, and you do every time, and it's like one of those intrinsic things of, you know, a real man does want to do these things for women, or just in general, guys will do these types of things for women, and it's because at the basis biological level they are inferior. We're stronger, faster, smarter, you know, more physically capable. So these chivalrous behaviors came from the the backbone that they are inferior to us, and so we kind of coddle them like a child, like, oh, here, I'm gonna open the door for you. Here, you know, we're going out and pay for the date because I'm the man, you know, or like all these things are from the basis that they are inferior. It's just the whole feminism thing blinded them to make them feel like they're equal, and then it's like, okay, well, you say you're equal, but yet you want me to do all these things for you. It's it's fucking stupid. But either way, it's true.
So I would argue that women are attracted to men that treat them as inferior. I don't put you on the same level as me. If
Right.
someone breaks into the house, I would never expect you to go ahead and defend us.
Right.
If
And also, too, just think about it, like what he just said, where women are attracted more to men that treat them like they're inferior. Think about the dudes that sit there and simp over girls and are always there, and or if you're that type of guy where you've been a simp before or still are, or you have a girl that literally just uses you for attention and stuff, it's like the dudes that sit there and are always there and are tentative and always want to listen to their problems and always willing to take them out and hang out with them and this and that, like those guys are always friend zoned, never get anywhere. The simps that literally just pay for, you know, the OnlyFans or sit there and like, oh, I want to just hang out with you, here's $100, like all this type of shit, like they don't get anywhere because they treat them like an equal or above them. But then the guys that do get the women, or the guys that those the guys that those girls are complaining to the simp dudes about are, you know, the dudes like me that'll sit there and freaking, you know, jokingly talk down to them, or sometimes not jokingly, but also just, you know, not sitting there texting them every 5 seconds and telling them where I'm at and, you know, not making them a priority. And it's because on a hierarchy basis, they understand that, like, okay, I want the best guy. The best guy for me is not going to be the guy that's always available and is willing to do anything that I want. The best guy is going to be the guy that is a man and is going to take charge and take lead, and by definition him doing those things is going to make it so he's not sitting here simping over me, you know. So it's just all these things have a fundamental basis biologically, but you know, this whole feminism shit just misconstrued everything.
to pay for us and take care of us, I don't expect you to do that. I expect you to stay home, and if you want to work on the side, you can do so, but I don't expect you to pay any real bills. So I look at women as inferiors, and for that, I think they find me more attractive.
I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I don't want to work. Time
All right, so you guys admit you're useless. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't want to be
I'd rather be with
Okay.
a guy that I can learn from and that's doing better than I am. Like, I don't want to
But
be
does
with
that
a,
give you the opportunity to talk down on a woman then?
Yes,
Like,
Yeah.
that's the one I married. The one I,
I
call
think
a
it
loser.
depends
When
on how low you're
you,
stooping.
how would you know? You're
like,
not bitches.
No, I'm saying like
But yeah, it's true. I mean, you obviously don't want to be an asshole too much. You don't want to sit there and fucking, like, you know, completely degrade them. But to a certain extent, I've noticed I've done the best with women when I literally, like, sit there and be like, bro, like, what the fuck? You're stupid. Like, or I'll sit there and, like, call them out on some shit and, like, and they'll be like, oh, like, I'm like, bro, I do not like it. Like, you know, there's a way to kind of do it and be player about it. But just in general, like, I have a couple girls, you know, on the roster that are fucking infatuated with me, but like I'll always remind them, like, bro, it ain't like that the other way. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you got to be smooth, you got to be player about it, and everyone is gonna have their own game and their own way about doing things. But just in general, like, they actually are aroused by the dudes that sit there and, like, treat them like shit. I mean, you all see it firsthand every day.
Are you bitches like me?
no, I'm not. But
Okay,
I'm
then
saying
why are you
like it
talking?
depends on the level of woman that you're dating.
All women
explain
want to
that.
be called.
What do you mean by that?
For
Fuck no.
example, like if she's a bum and doesn't bring anything to the table and all that, then you can talk to her however you want. Now me, I have my own money. I have my own shit together. Whatever. A little bit. A little bit.
What does that mean?
But I'm saying, like,
Has
you should treat
nothing
me
to do
differently,
with-
and I'm gonna go
No.
after
You got
a
money?
different value
Just
of
because
men.
you're a floating pair of tits, I should treat you differently. Listen, Casper the friendly white. Nobody gives a fuck. You're not being treated different because you're not a virgin. If you're a virgin, we'll talk.
Okay, so you said and I'll answer both.
because
y'all.
that makes
that
sense. I
gives
don't
the
even know
oppor-
if that makes sense.
So you said to talk down to a woman?
Well, like that's an opportunity for a man to be like, oh, you don't do nothing. Like you're a bum. Like
They gonna do that anyway.
I
Okay.
wouldn't be a.
Oh hell no!
I wouldn't be a
You're
woman like
bugging.
that.
If I'm
having
actually
my own shit, if we break
providing
up,
and
Question,
I'm doing
question for you.
something-
You said you have a job, right? You have a boss?
Yeah.
Well, okay, you dance at a club, right?
But
you have
I
a boss?
also went to school, and I'm also licensed.
Do you have okay? Do you when you worked at did you work at a hair salon or?
I did work at a hair salon for
And you
a
had a
little
boss,
bit.
right? When you were there.
I've had multiple jobs where I've had bosses. Yes.
Cool. All right. So if you fuck up at the job, or if you come late, etc., someone disciplines you, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have a superior that you answer to.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
That doesn't
crazy.
mean they're talking down on me or disrespecting
Well, here's the thing. I understand that. What I'm saying is that the man needs to have that type of position where you
Right.
defer to his authority, and he is the leader, and he has to discipline you when needed.
Right.
Because
And here's the thing that I'm not sure if she's going to say this or not, but the crazy part is, well, first off, there's another layer that women can only submit to one master. That's why when women like have careers and stuff like that, they're usually single a lot of the time, or they're not the best mothers because they're too focused on career, they're too focused on building themselves up, that they lose sight of the fact that they have a man at home or that they have kids or finding a good man. But on top of that, the other thing about it is a woman getting disciplined by her boss or getting talked down to by a higher up at a job, or some type of structure where there's a hierarchy in place, they'll always allow that to happen, but they won't let their man do that to them, even though, like Myron said, it should be the same thing to a certain extent. Like, the man is supposed to lead the household and the relationship, and if there's situations that need to be talked about and addressed, he needs to be able to do that and discipline you or teach you, how to move forward. But in a relationship, they don't have it. Oh, I'm, like she said, I'll make my own money, so you can't talk to me in any certain way. Or even if she didn't, it's like, oh, this is my man, you can't talk to me in that way, like, whatever, I'm gonna go to the club, but yet they'll let their boss do it every day. So
No problem with that. Just don't be disrespectful.
Okay, but are you giving me
Yeah.
checks then? Is this an actual
You don't-
relationship,
you
or are you
live-
paying
you
me to
live
be
for
with
free.
you?
Oh yeah.
Live for free,
Bruh.
but is that fun?
Wait to live for free.
I
You
mean,
get
I
to
still
talk to
have
me
to
like
have
shit.
my own money and shit going on in case
No,
this
that's not
fails.
matter
Like,
at
I'm
all.
not just gonna rely on you for everything.
Yeah, but like.
But I do want to be with a guy I can rely on.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that I'm not saying disrespect women or whatever, but your woman is when you need to be the disciplinarian when needed. You're the leader. You're basically, you
Misogyny.
encompass all that masculine energy that she's looking for. Because I'll be honest with y'all, women do a lot of stupid shit. And
Facts.
on top of that, we live in
Misogyny.
a society that incentivizes women to do stupid shit that might fuck up the relationship.
Yep.
Oh, I want to go out with my single friends to the club.
Yep.
No. Oh, I want to go on a girls trip to Tulum. No. Like, I have to be the disciplinarian and the boundary, right, to keep you from fucking up the relationship, because we live in a crazy clown world now where we let women get away with fucking murder when they're in relationships. If you want to act like you're single,
Go
be single.
Yep.
But I'm not going to sit here like a fucking dancing monkey at the house while you go to the fucking Tulum and have dudes hitting on you in the club. I think it's completely inappropriate
Yep.
for women to behave like they're single when they have a man, especially a man that's supporting and take care of them.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
that's
with
fair.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I think we
And that's like where the boundaries have to be set and where you have to stand and enforce those boundaries. I always say it's one thing to have boundaries and other things to enforce them, because everyone could sit there and say, oh, this is my standard, this is my boundary, and or tell people like, hey, I don't like that, hey, this is how I feel about something, and moving forward, whatever. But then those same things occur and no one does anything about it. You don't check them, you don't address the situation. And so, like, my ex, for example, mind you, I was, like he said, I was in love instead of having love for her. But she's sitting here going out with her friends and shit, and mind you, I would do my thing too, but that's not the point. She's a woman, I'm a man. Like, she's sitting here going out with her friends and shit, and it's like, bruh, yeah, she technically had a job too, but for the most part, I was paying all the bills. Like, like half the time we lived together, I was paying, her car payment, or at least part of it, and paying fucking, part of her rent. You know what I'm saying? Virtually, she's virtually living for free, because I also paid for all the, like, day-to-day expenses too, food, going out, whatever. So it's like, bro, like, the level of disrespect, like, you know, especially like I said, is the basic dynamic, even if it was everything 50-50 split financially, it's like, I'm a guy, you're a girl, you shouldn't be going out and fucking parading yourself with a for sale sign on yourself. Like, so, you know, it's about having those standards and enforcing them. But either way, you always can learn something. So
We got off topic because
Most
I think you
guys.
should trust your woman a little, but I agree
It's
with like
No,
boundaries.
I trust women to be women, which is
Yep.
emotional, super reliant upon what their friends say,
Yep.
drinking alcohol, which means even more emotional, and do dumb shit.
Yep.
So my thing is, I look at it as if a woman, it's because I fucked up and didn't lead her right.
Yep.
or she's not happy, but
Or she's bored. She's like, damn.
it's no reason if you're
See, and, like,
doing
boom,
if
happy, bored, you know, all these things, like, y'all, those are emotions. So boom, you're with me, and then you're gonna go to the club by yourself or with your girlfriends or whatever. Okay, cool. Now you're drunk, so now you're in your feels or you're loose or whatever. Okay, boom. Now there's a hot guy that approaches you and also gets you a drink or whatever, and you're like, dang, like, he looks kind of good. He bought me a drink. You know, we're dancing, having a good time. I'm not even really liking, you know, Brandon that much. This, and that. Like, boom. Now you end up at his crib, or you end up fucking letting him pipe you in the damn bathroom. It's like, bro, like, since women go based off emotions, it's all erratic and irrational. There's no, you could trust her to the degree that you could, okay, she does love me, like me, whatever. But at the end of the day, emotions can change like that. They could wake up one day and just be like, you know what? I don't want to be with him anymore. And it's like, you know, or there's a situation where they're like, oh, this guy's hot. I'm kind of liking him. I'm just going to fuck him. Like, they don't have that logic barrier. So you can't trust them to the extent that you can trust a man. And also, men and women are different anyway. But trust women to be women. It's that simple.
if you're keeping the home intact, it's no reason to step outside.
That's true.
That's
true.
He's laying it out.
And then I also watched a video about that earlier too. If a girl really does love, admire, and respect you, she doesn't really want to do stuff without you. She wants to have you there when she goes out. She wants to go out and do things with you. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're not with her, she's wondering where you're at or what you're doing. Like, when a girl is very comfortable going out with her friends and or going out and doing things solo dolo or only with girlfriends or even other guy friends and all this shit, that really means that she doesn't respect or love you the way that she might claim to.
Right then. I'm
And it's not
home.
all about money, like
'Cause when
communication, how
Yeah,
you
he's not gonna
That's
look
the
like that.
Miami
caress
life,
me.
you
It's
know?
like,
and that's what
why would I
people
go
don't
looking
know.
for
like
something and I
outside
have it right
Miami,
here?
it's a whole different
What are you trying to say?
One bitch at a
Okay, you're
time.
saying you wouldn't go out. Yeah, okay, fair.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying if I'm out with my friends, but I'm perfectly happy at home, it doesn't matter who's right there.
She got like a GTA accent.
It doesn't matter who's right there. Like, I'm not gonna look at that man just because he's attractive. Like,
No, I get that, but I think it's inappropriate for women to be at the club
You're
when they
advertising
have a man.
yourself. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Definitely some good takeaways. Not as ragey as well. It's also because it's not very late. It's only like 11. But I usually make the videos like on the weekend in the morning or when I get home from working and shit after, after the day or whatever. So a little bit more toned down tonight. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. As usual, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, what you agreed with, disagreed with, all that kind of stuff. Make sure to like if you enjoyed and subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm trying to break 100 and also trying to eventually break 1,000. So we just want to keep growing. But even if I don't, I still like doing it and I still love helping people, or helping men specifically. I want to really, really get this through y'all's head. And I know we have content like Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, fucking Jay Waller, Tate, whatever. Like, we have all these guys in the manosphere, but I really just, it's not that I even want to be part of it. It's more the fact that I just also like really strongly have the passion to like help men, because I've gone through so much in my life and I'm still on 28 and still got a lot of life to live and still going through stuff on the way up. But it's just, I feel like I definitely have some value to give y'all and some good takeaways and a different perspective as well. So either way, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.